a very good evening and welcome to Primetime News on TV1. We've got the details of stories here at home and across the globe lined up for you tonight. But first, let's start off with a look at your top stories this evening.
News first, headlines. Main sponsor.
Durden's Hospital, dedicated to you.
MP Chaminda Vijayasiri responds to Minister Kanchana over the Sinopec deal.
අවසානයේ පේනවා කරු නියෝජ්‍ය කතානායකතුමනි පූල් වල ආවුනේ කරපිහි දාලා ඕනම ආයතනයට යන්න හැබැයි කවුරුවත් එහෙම යන්නේ නැහැ.
2 shootings in Galle within 24 hours. Sri Lanka to increase fuel quota from next month. Who is the state minister exerting pressure on the ministry secretary?
සමහර දේවල් වලදී අන්න පැහැදිලිව මට ඇමතුමා කියලා තියෙනවා මේ ආයතන ගැන බලන්න එපා කියලා.
News first, headlines. Main sponsor.
Durden's Hospital, dedicated to you.
නෑනේ. ඉන්ෂුරන්ස් කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? සුපර්මාකට් එකෙන් වගේ තෝරලා බේරලා ගැලපෙන මේ ඉන්ෂුරන්ස් එක අරගන්න නම් මේ තියෙන ඉන්ෂුරන්ස් සුපර්මාකට් එක.
ඉන්ෂුරන්ස් එක ගන්නවා නම් ඉන්ෂුරමි එක්ක කතා කරන්න. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ඉන්ෂුරන්ස් සුපර්මාකට් එක insuremi.lk.
When a heart attack strikes, every minute makes the difference between life and death. With the right care and treatment at the hand of the most skilled surgeons and medical professionals. With the perfect environment for recovery. Durden's Heart Centre, dedicated to you.
Parliamentarian Chaminda Vijayasiri and Minister Kanchana Vijayasekaran clashed in Parliament again on Friday over the agreement reached with China's Sinopec. On Thursday, the minister responded to a statement made by the parliamentarian, and on Friday, the parliamentarian responded to the minister, leading to a verbal spat.
The minister said that I brought forward marriage proposals for him and that he was looking for marriage after accepting the dowry. I would like to tell the minister that the father-in-law of Chaminda Vijayasiri is a rural farmer from Bandarabela. You can ask MP Denipitiya about it as well. I married the woman I loved. I never abandoned her for issues. I am not a person to engage in such acts. I will not mention others, though I can. I will not compare myself with you. We are like the two polar ends. I will not slander anyone's personal life, but if you try to slander me, I will not falter. We can start about it with the legal action filed by Suchi Village. I will respond to what he had said. I am not a person who built hotels after entering the provincial councils and the parliament. I do not have secret bank accounts. Prove it if you can. Then I will step down from politics. This is a document on the 2022 lubricant market in Sri Lanka as prepared by the PUCSL. We looked into one of these companies. It lists the Singapore-based Sinopec company. When we visited the website of the International Lubricants Company,
ආයතනයේ වෙබ්සයිට් එකට ගිහිල්ලා එයාලා කවුද කියලා හොයලා බලනකොට IOE is a bio-registered company and the filling owner subsidy of the McLaren group of company. රුපියල් ලාංකික කොමිස්කාරය.
They have linked with the Chinese company, that linked with the Singapore company, and then linked to the local company that deals in rupees. Rupees are for local businessmen. That is why I raised my concerns over a possible conflict of interest. If your feelings were hurt over my assumptions, I regret that. I did what my father did, and he is a good businessman because he did what was right. I am happy to have followed my father. However, can anyone say they would not follow their father's footsteps? I would challenge it.
නියෝජ්‍ය කතානායකතුමනි පූල් වල ආවුනේ කරපිහි දාලා
එතුමා කරපු උපකල්පනයක් පුවත්පතේ ප්‍රධාන සිරස්තලයක් බවට පත්වීමෙන් මගේ වරප්‍රසාද කඩ වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මම
The assumption he made became the main headlines in a newspaper and it violated privileges. Therefore, I will direct this matter in writing to the Parliament Privileges Committee. The aim was to use this assumption to get a different headline. If one using Parliament privileges to make assumptions, to make allegations, that is violation of privileges of all MPs. If there is an allegation, one can move to court, the Bribery Commission or even the CID, but no one does it.
යන්න එහෙම නැත්නම් අපරාධ පරීක්ෂණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට යන්න ඕනම ආයතනයට යන්න හැබැයි කවුරුවත් එහෙම යන්නේ නැහැ.
වරප්‍රසාද කමිටුවට
Take it before the Privileges Committee. I am not afraid. The Privileges Committee is like Batalanda. If anyone in court speaks, they are summoned. If anyone speaks to the media, they are summoned. The media reported what Chaminda Vijayasiri said. Do not make this a Batalanda.
The Samagi Joint United Trade Union Alliance questioned what happened to the other companies that were allowed to enter Sri Lanka's retail fuel market.
Before
the Sinopec agreement, the minister said that 3 best firms in the world were selected following a transparent process. We are still in the dark about that process. However, later the minister said that 1 firm dropped out and only 2 would enter the market, but only 1 firm signed the agreement. This is a mystery.
Secretary to the Ministry of Industries, J.M. Thilaka, revealed details about the influence exerted by State Minister Chamara Sampath Dasanayaka while carrying out activities at the ministry.
The Gem and Jewellery Authority appeared before the COPE committee on the 24th of this month. The Secretary to the Ministry of Trade, which is the ministry the authority falls under, spoke about the conduct of the State Minister of Primary Industries.
Regarding the disciplinary inquiry of the Director of Land, Mining and Environment, against a backdrop where an inquiry has been held and a punishment has been given, another charge sheet is issued to him and he is acquitted of all charges. When a proper disciplinary inquiry is ongoing based on an appeal from this official, an internal audit has been ordered to inquire about this matter.
ඒක මම ගරු සභාපතිතුමනි ඒක වැරදි සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම මමත් ඒක විමර්ශනය කරා ඒ වගේ දෙයක් කරන්න බෑ අතරම මම අභ්‍යන්තර විගණක ඔබතුමී අභ්‍යන්තර විගණකට කියන්නේ ගෙදර යන්න කියලා සභාපතිතුමනි ඇත්තටම
Honorable Chairman, as the Chief Accounting Officer here, I inquire into many activities in these institutions. I will clarify to you the other issues that have cropped up here. The Minister has clearly instructed me to not look into the activities of these institutions. Minister Chamara Sampath has told me not to look into any activities of these institutions as the Chief Accounting Officer. I informed the Secretary to the President about this as well, because as the Chief Accounting Officer I cannot deviate from my duties and responsibilities. I am a responsible public servant.
This recommendation is made by the Committee on Public Enterprise. The COPE is the same as the Parliament. Therefore, you must implement these orders. If you cannot implement these orders, we will summon you again.
I believe that you know about the service that I render as a public servant. Therefore, I will not deviate from this responsibility. I will appoint independent committees and I will do this.
I
don't care who the minister is, but no state minister has the right to tell the secretary to the cabinet ministry not to look into the institutions assigned to him. This is wrong. As the secretary, you are the one responsible for all of these institutions. You are the person who has to come and answer here. No one is going to come here in your stead.
The Committee on Parliamentary Business has drawn attention towards presenting a proposal to request parliamentarian Ali Sabri Rahim to step down. The party leaders had put forward the proposal to the Committee on Parliamentary Business this evening. The proposal to request parliamentarian Ali Sabri Rahim to voluntarily step down was seconded by Chief Opposition Whip Lakshman Kiriella. He said that as there are no provisions to sack a Member of Parliament, such a move was adopted and further advice will be obtained from the Speaker.
MP Ashok Abesinghe expressed his views in this regard at a press conference held today.
We have come to know that he has travelled to Dubai through the VIP lounge several times before. According to the facts that we have, he definitely got the support of the government. Otherwise, how can the maximum fine of 250 million be reduced to 7.5 million? And the other day he voted with the opposition. This is also a conspiracy by this government. Since they have more than 113 votes, they decided to ask him to join the opposition in the voting and told him to mention that he voted because they did not help him. But what went wrong for them was that he stated that they asked for help.
Executive member of the Jatika Janabala Vegya, Nalin Hevage, said that the manner in which the MP took foreign currency overseas to purchase gold should also be investigated.
This MP in question has declared his assets and liabilities to the parliament. We need to know how he amassed his wealth. According to the media, the value of the gold is over 70 million rupees. With the mobile phones, another 20 million is added. Yet, he had the money to pay the fine of 7.5 million rupees. This needs to be investigated, especially with regard to his massive income. He did not carry rupees overseas for these purchases, and these purchases require dollars. These MPs do not have any dollar issue. They can purchase as they please. This issue cannot be swept under the carpet. If a person steals jackfruit, he lands in jail. The entire country is watching as to what action will be taken with regard to the gold theft.
Two shooting incidents were reported during the past 24 hours, and both incidents were reported from Galle. According to Sri Lanka police statistics, 23 people were gunned down so far in the year 2023. On the 30th of May 2022, one person was killed in a deadly broad daylight shooting carried out by two gunmen in Bastian Mawatha Peta. Since then, shootings were reported from across many parts of the country, and a majority of these crimes were carried out by motorcycle gunmen. On Friday morning, motorcycle gunmen struck once again. The deputy principal of a school in Ambalangoda was injured following a shooting on Friday morning close to the Balapitiya court complex. Police spokesperson SSP Untitled told News First that two motorcycle gunmen had opened fire at the victim and fled the scene. The injured man was identified as a 44-year-old, and Sri Lanka police said that he was a relative of notorious criminal Koskoda Suji. Gunmen opened fire at him when he was travelling on the road, and the police spokesperson said the injured man was admitted to the hospital. Sri Lanka police said that motorcycle gunmen opened fire at a man in Taldena, Ambalangoda on Thursday night. The target of the shooting was a 33-year-old man. Sri Lanka police said that the motorcycle gunman had opened fire when the man was returning from a wedding with his 7-year-old son on a motorcycle. Police said that when shots were fired, he had jumped off the motorcycle with his son and the gunman missed the target. In recent times, motorcycle gunmen struck multiple times, leaving many bodies behind. On the 24th of May 2023, two motorcycle gunmen opened fire, killing a man on the Hinatigala road in Unawatuna, Habaraduwa. On the 22nd of May 2023, a 38-year-old man was gunned down at Suchi Village in Siribopura, Hambantota. On the 20th of May 2023, motorcycle gunmen killed a 53-year-old man down Leslie Ranagala Mawatha in Boralla, Colombo. On the 15th of May 2023, a man was killed and his son was seriously injured as motorcycle gunmen opened fire at them close to the Nugaruka bridge in Denipitiya, Valigama. On the 14th of April 2023, a 29-year-old man was gunned down in Middaramulla, Ahungalla. On the 1st of April 2023, motorcycle gunmen opened fire at a man, injuring him in Vadicity Kanda in Kataragama. On the 18th of March, motorcycle gunmen struck in Kotahena, killing one person. In total, 23 people have been killed in shootings so far in 2023. Police spokesperson SSP Untitled said that 6 people were injured in shootings so far this year. Is there a spike in homicides in Sri Lanka?
In 2019, 273 homicides were reported, and that figure spiked to 523 in 2022. 239 homicides were reported so far within the 146 days in 2023. This is a daily spike of 1.6%. This situation is not suitable for Sri Lanka at all. Most of these homicides are shootings. Based on the 2022 statistics, 67% of these crimes are reported from the southern and western provinces. The police special task force and the police conduct operations constantly, and sometimes we seek the assistance of the army for our operations. But in the meantime, these organized criminals who are linked to the drug trade carry out such shootings to settle scores between them. We continue to investigate all of these shootings and arrest suspects.
News first with the people.
In more local news, President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed his regret to the Japanese government for the suspension of the Colombo Light Rail Transit or LRT project, which was being implemented with Japanese support.
During the official meeting in Tokyo on Thursday between President Ranil Wickremesinghe and the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, the President emphasized the need for future legislation in Parliament to ensure that bilateral large-scale projects cannot be halted or cancelled without the agreement of both parties. President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasized his gratitude to Japan for its support in helping Sri Lanka recover from its economic crisis, thanking the Japanese Prime Minister for his assistance. Japanese and Sri Lankan leaders on Thursday confirmed the importance of transparent and fair debt restructuring, apparently warning against China's alleged debt trap diplomacy, which uses loans as leverage to gain concessions from borrowing nations. A meeting took place in Tokyo between Japan's Minister of Digitalization, Taro Kono, and President Ranil Wickremesinghe. During the meeting, President Wickremesinghe provided a comprehensive overview of Sri Lanka's program to advance towards a digital economy. President Ranil Wickremesinghe held a discussion with Sri Lanka Business Council of Japan, celebrating its 20th anniversary. The purpose of the meeting was to launch a global organization of Sri Lankan entrepreneurs for networking and initiating trade and investment ventures in Sri Lanka.
The former mayoress of Colombo, Rosie Senanayake, was appointed as the advisor to the president on local government affairs. The appointment was made by the president and the appointment letter was issued by the secretary to the president. Colombo mayoral candidate Mujibur Rahman expressed his views regarding the appointment at the SJB press conference in Colombo.
The former mayoress of the Colombo Municipal Council is still in her official residence. She hasn't left. Her monthly electricity bill is 400,000 rupees. That means 800,000 rupees is spent for 2 months. If she is competing as a candidate of the UNP, she should leave immediately. It is against the law and she is still being supported by the government. At the same time, the President's office has given her a new appointment. Currently, the Supreme Court is still debating the case whether this election should be held or not. That nomination is still valid. While the validity of the nomination is being considered, the President's Secretary Ekanayaka sent her a letter of appointment saying that she will be appointed as the President's advisor to the local government agencies. This is against the traditions. No appointments can be made this way.
The fundamental rights petition filed by Ranjith Madhuma Bandara, General Secretary of Samagi Jana Balawegaya, regarding the local government elections was heard before a 5-member Supreme Court bench on Friday. The petition was filed requesting the funds allocated from the 2023 budget to be provided to conduct the local government elections. On the 3rd of March, the Supreme Court issued an interim order to the Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and to the Attorney General on behalf of the Minister of Finance, allowing the petition to be heard. That is informing to avoid withholding the money allocated from the budget for the local government elections. Considering the petitioner's request, it was also decided to examine it before 5-member Supreme Court bench. When the petition was heard today, the Attorney General's department requested through a motion to dismiss the case, saying that the notices related to the case were not properly received. The hearing of the petition was adjourned till the 9th of June to ascertain the facts about the motion and for further proceedings.
In
the case we filed regarding the local government election, an order was given to the Secretary of the Ministry of Finance to provide the funds. But what did that government do? They summoned the 3 judges to the Parliament. Now the court has decided to continue this case. We are happy that a bench of 5 judges has been arranged to examine this case. We request the government and the President to at least listen to the opinion of the people of this country. If not, at least listen to the decision of the court. Elections cannot be postponed continuously. Someday, the people have to move forward.
Here are some views expressed by former Chief Justice Sarath N. Silva during the Mahajana Power conference that was held today. The conference was held under the theme, "Can the electricity tariff be reduced?"
I would like to inform that entire bunch. We were the ones who brought that bunch. We would like to inform that entire bunch, the parliamentarians of the Pohottuwa. This is a flower bud that will not blossom. They are a party that will wither away as a flower bud. All of you are hanging on to a decayed branch. All of you have been tied to the decayed branch that is Ranil Wickramasinghe. You will collapse next year. These parliamentarians must remember that. I too have seen governments toppled. This will topple next year. Even in our gardens, these branches with beehives fall off. There is no issue because once it falls, the bees scatter. But this time when their beehive falls, it will fall into a flame. You have given the people a hard time due to your actions.
The Lawyers for Truth and Justice convened a media briefing today. The civil organization consists of lawyers and legal professionals in the civil society.
According to the current reports, Sri Lanka has been ranked 11th in the list of most miserable countries in the world. In South Asia, we are the country that is ranked first as the most miserable country. Pakistan is below us. As professionals in this country, as lawyers, as civilians in this country, we believe that this is a beautiful country. We believe that in such a beautiful country, with beautiful people, should not face a fate like this. We can see that although the people's struggle at Galle ended, now the entire country has become the ground for this struggle. In an economy where hundreds of people are losing their jobs, there is clearly a struggle. The freedom of the media has been curtailed. In the face of state oppression that works to suppress criticism against them, all of the journalists here as well as the media organizations are part of this struggle. While the leaders ask us to tighten our belts, they are loosening their belts and enjoying luxurious lives. The main objective of this Lawyers for Truth and Justice organization is to show these small pockets of struggles. When you come out, we are with you.
The Ministry of Public Administration and Home Affairs said that starting from today, on every Friday, all government institutions must dedicate 2 hours of their time for a dengue prevention cleanup program. Home Affairs Secretary Ranjit Ashoka said the relevant directives were given to the heads of institutions and the circular will be issued soon.
What is the latest situation surrounding the spread of dengue? Sri Lanka has recorded a total of 37,209 dengue cases so far in 2023. The National Dengue Control Unit said that 18,420 patients are from the Western Province, and as per the records, 61 MOH areas are designated as dengue high-risk zones.
We observed a spike in dengue cases being reported from the Kandy, Kegol and Kurunegala districts where rainfall is still experienced. There is a reduction in the number of daily cases reported from Colombo, Gampaha and Kalutara districts in the Western Province. The reason for this is the mass participation in dengue prevention programs.
විශේෂ මදුරු මර්දන වැඩසටහන් සහ ඩෙන්ගු පැතිරීම වැළැක්වීමේ වැඩසටහන් ක්‍රියාත්මක වීම.
What measures need to be taken to control the spread of dengue?
මේ වන විට ඩෙන්ගු මර්දන වැඩස.
Before the rainy season, we conducted dengue prevention programs, especially covering the Western Province. We hope to do the same for the other districts as well. We hope to deploy personnel to go from door to door and point out the mosquito breeding places and advise on how to remove them.
මේවා ඉවත් කර ගැනීමට අවශ්‍ය උපදේශන ලබා දෙනවා.
The number of dengue patients reported from the Lady Ridgeway Hospital for Children is also reducing.
We have 32 dengue patients at the Lady Ridgeway Hospital for Children. 20 of them are normal dengue patients. 8 of them have dengue hemorrhagic fever. We do not have any patients in the ICU. Last week, 42 dengue patients received in-house treatment. We recorded around 5 dengue cases daily, and they are mainly from Colombo.
What should be done when one is suspected to have contracted dengue?
If a child contracts dengue for the second time, it could be somewhat dangerous. Therefore, it is important to seek immediate medical attention. Saksurin or Muthuraja, an elephant donated to Sri Lanka more than 2 decades ago, is expected to be brought back to Thailand in June to receive medical treatment for his illness and due to poor living conditions.
Minister of Natural Resources and Environment of Thailand said the time frame for Muthuraja to come home has been developed in a series of meetings and after a visit by veterinarians to Sri Lanka. In a statement, Thailand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Saksurin or Muthuraja is one of the 3 elephants that the Royal Thai government gifted to the government of Sri Lanka since 2001. The government of Sri Lanka transferred ownership of Saksurin to Khande Vihara Temple to perform its duty as the carrier of the holy relics during the annual Buddhist parades. In May of 2022, Thailand's Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment informed the Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the concern raised by Rally for Animal Rights and Environment, also known as RARE, a non-governmental organization for the protection of animal rights in Sri Lanka, regarding the improper treatment of Saksurin and its urgent need for medical treatment. Upon hearing of such concern, Thailand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs immediately discussed the issue with the Thai Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment and requested the Royal Thai Embassy in Colombo to investigate the matter. On the 24th of August 2022, the Royal Thai Embassy of Colombo conducted a primary investigation and found that Saksurin was not in good health and was in poor living conditions. Consequently, the Royal Thai Embassy, with a team of Thai experts from the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation and the Zoological Park Organization of Thailand and the Forest Industry Organization of Thailand, went to examine Saksurin. The experts concluded that Muthuraja must cease to participate in Peraharas immediately and that the elephant must be brought back to Thailand for proper medical treatment. Since the 9th of November 2022, Saksurin has been transferred to the Dehiwala Zoo for preliminary treatment and rehabilitation under the care of both Thai and Sri Lankan experts. To repatriate Saksurin, Sri Lanka has to approve, and the process must be in accordance with the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora.
The fuel quota is likely to be increased from June. Sri Lanka's Minister of Power and Energy said that the fuel quota currently allowed on the National Fuel Pass QR system will be increased at the next month's fuel price revision. He tweeted that the decision was taken at the meeting held with the CPC Finance, Commercial and Marketing divisions. The LOLC Divisavya program that aims to support the education of Sri Lankan children continued in the Batiklo district today. The LOLC Divisavya program delivers school books and stationery to the most impoverished students in the country. This worthy initiative is a collaboration between the LOLC group and the Ministry of Education. The program was held centering the Kalkuda Education Zone in Batiklo. School books and stationery items were distributed among students of several schools, including the Iralakulama Vidyalaya in Batiklo, the Periya Vettuwan Kannagi Vidyalaya, and Thalave Shri Kalaivani Vidyalaya. Students of the Kirimichode Vidyalaya and Parangya Madhu Bharathi Vidyalaya also received exercise books and stationery items today. The LOLC Divisavya team also distributed books and stationery items among school students at the Kalkuda Education Zonal Office as well. The LOLC Divisavya program will continue to ensure a better future for all children in Sri Lanka. Elon Musk's brain chip firm says it has received approval from the US Food and Drugs Administration to conduct its first tests on humans.
The billionaire's Neuralink implant company wants to help restore people's vision and mobility by connecting brains with computers. It says it does not have immediate plans to start recruiting participants. Musk's previous ambitions to begin tests came to nothing. The regulator itself is yet to comment. According to reports, an earlier bid by Neuralink to win FDA approval was rejected on safety grounds. Neuralink hopes to use its microchips to treat conditions such as paralysis and blindness, and to help certain disabled people use computers and mobile technology. The chips, which have been tested in monkeys, are designed to interpret signals produced in the brain and relay information to devices via Bluetooth.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News on TV1 for tonight. To follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk. Take care. God bless.